Iran's foreign minister was inside Khamenei's compound when Israel struck. He escaped in a Peugeot 206, water dripping from the ceiling, wooden debris everywhere. A young guard grabbed his hand and ran. His conclusion: Israel didn't just have technology, someone told them exactly where to be at 9:30 in the morning. Iran has a spy problem, a serious one. What really happened inside Iran's leadership bunker when Israel launched its opening strikes? For the first time since the Israel-Iran war began, Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi has given a detailed account of those dramatic first hours, describing how he narrowly escaped an Israeli strike, admitting serious security failures, and raising fresh questions about just how deeply Israel may have penetrated Iran's intelligence network. In a lengthy interview with Iranian journalist Javad Moghoueh, Araghchi revealed that he was inside the compound of then Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei on the morning the war began. Araghchi said he had been reviewing a report with Ali Hijazi, the former Supreme Leader's chief of staff, when the compound suddenly came under attack. Describing the aftermath, Araghchi recalled scenes of devastation.
I happened to have reached the part describing the heavy wartime atmosphere. Then suddenly, there was an attack. We entered through the same beams, beds, and other wooden debris. From the room, we came into a hall where the sound of Ya Hossein could be heard. Water was dripping from the ceiling, and everything was in a state of ruin.
The Iranian foreign minister further revealed how a young security personnel helped him escape the Israeli strikes.
The security personnel quickly grabbed my hand, telling me I had to leave because the attacks would probably continue. A young man came up and said, "Sir, come on, I'll take you to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs." The poor guy showed up with what I think was a Tipa, or maybe a Peugeot 206. We got in, and he drove me to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
Reflecting on the attack, Araghchi admitted he was deeply troubled by Israel's apparent knowledge of the movements of Iran's senior leadership.
This coincidence, this insight, and the fact that it happened at 9:30 in the morning, I no longer attribute this to technology or artificial factors. I really don't know what to make of it. Now, the security forces are pursuing this. I believe this security vulnerability is not only about infiltration and data theft. Sometimes it also affects the orientation of decision-making, and even worse, it influences and shapes our psychological environment.
Araghchi also disclosed that Iranian officials had prepared emergency wartime procedures long before the conflict began, including a classified emergency protocol known as Code 110. After the strikes, he said officials abandoned their normal offices and relocated to alternative sites, although he admitted there was ultimately no truly safe place except underground tunnels.
Tunnels matter. But do you know the condition for using them? If you go, you have to stay for a few days. You can't just go in and come back quickly. So you can't go because you have work to do outside.
Araghchi also revealed extensive diplomatic efforts to prevent the conflict from expanding beyond Iran's borders.
I personally called Iraqi Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani and warned that if even the slightest threat came from the Kurdistan region of Iraq against us, we would take action. The Kurdistan regional authorities and Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani assured me that they would never allow this to happen. Turkey played a significant role.
In another striking revelation, Araghchi said he has never met Mujtaba Khamenei, the son of Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, despite widespread speculation that he now plays a central role in Iran's leadership. His account offers one of the clearest windows yet into the chaos inside Iran's leadership during the opening hours of the conflict, while revealing the security fears, political tensions, and intelligence failures that continue to cast a shadow over Tehran. On June 13, 2025, the United States decided to quit diplomacy and aid its strongest ally in the Middle East in speaking the language of force. As Washington and Tehran held multiple rounds of talks over Iran's nuclear program, Trump's best friend in the Middle East, Benjamin Netanyahu, was not looking for a diplomatic outcome. The Israeli Prime Minister wanted one thing: war. US forces were already in the Middle East, protecting Israel and its other allies from a nuclear threat that few have been able to substantiate. As Israel prepared to throw cold water on the diplomacy brewing between the US and Iran, Washington's forces nearly made an error that might have handed Netanyahu a result he was not expecting from the war he was about to wage. The book, titled 12 Days in June and published by Hilixion, combines interviews with senior-most figures in Israel's defense establishment, along with outside experts to provide behind-the-scenes accounts of Operation Rising Lion. One of those comes from retired Brigadier General R, who commanded the control center in the Israeli Air Force's underground command post. During the opening moments of Operation Rising Lion, the routinely stationed US planes in Iraq unexpectedly started landing at their bases, clearing the skies, while Israeli aircraft moved towards their Iranian targets. This unusual activity made the Iranians apprehensive about probable strikes.
The moment our aircraft took off toward Iran, U.S. planes routinely stationed in Iraq unexpectedly landed at their bases, clearing the skies. We could clearly see the Iranians saying to themselves, "If the skies over Iraq have cleared, maybe the Israelis are coming for us tonight."
More than a year after the operation ended, R recounted how the incident began unfolding in a way that could have compromised the element of surprise and derailed the planned opening strike.
The Air Force commander immediately called senior CENTCOM officers and asked them to take off again at once and restore the usual aerial picture. In the spirit of the excellent cooperation we have with them, they said, "Whatever you need, we're with you. What do you need?" The Air Force commander told them, "Do exactly what you did yesterday at this time."
By then, however, Iran had already realized that something was happening and targets began moving.
We instructed the aircraft to hold just minutes before releasing their munitions. The Air Force commander personally went to the intelligence cell, looked at the young officers sitting there and told them, "This is the situation. What do you think?" They calmly replied, "Don't worry, Commander. We have plans for this, and this as well. We'll decide which one to activate depending on the circumstances."
For several long and tense minutes, the pilots in the air were updated on the changes. At the same time, Israeli defense officials detected that the Iranian side was beginning to relax. Fearing that the targets might disperse to different locations, then Air Force Commander Major General Tomer Bar ordered personnel in real time to make a little noise so their suspicions would return. According to R, what happened next was not only that the senior commanders remained in place, but that more officials arrived after being summoned for consultations.
At 2:43 a.m., our first munitions struck their targets. We fired the opening shot with great success, and the entire Air Force took off. Its targets included command and control sites, surface-to-surface missile sites, and air superiority targets. Everything we had defined in advance. From that point, the blitz began, wave after wave after wave, in a highly impressive manner.
As more details emerge, 12 Days in June continues to offer a rare glimpse into one of the most closely guarded military operations in recent history. While officials in Jerusalem continue to focus on the achievements of that war, the Israeli Foreign Ministry is working around the world to explain the significance of Israel's strikes on Iran. The book is expected to be distributed in the coming days to Israeli diplomatic missions and embassies worldwide as a central tool for explaining the result that Israel calls its victory. The ministry is also organizing official launch events for foreign ambassadors and delegations of mayors from around the world who have come to learn from the book how Israel carried out the operation.